So as you know, I was waiting for my new Topscan to show up, and it came today. Now straight away, this Topscan is far better than the old one. It communicates first time I switch it on. I've got nothing to do. I don't even have to pair it in the app. It's just there. Every time I come into the car, it's absolutely perfect. So I want to show you a little rundown, a little review of how this Topscan works. So let me take you through and show you. So this is the app that you come into with the Topscan. Now, as you can see on here, you can add an image of your vehicle at the top. You can do diagnosis, immobilizer, IM, that's inspection, maintenance, readiness, that's for your emissions and stuff. Vehicle performance is a nice feature that calculates the vehicle performance. The VE calculator is basically how powerful your engine is, and you've got T-darts in there as well. But here you've got your special functions, so you've got oil reset, throttle adaptation, electronic parking brake, battery reset, steering, DPF regen, ABS reset, and airbag. So again, they're kind of quick access from the app menu. You've got a little Topdon advert here, and then at the bottom you've got TTC repair guide. So if you click on that, you can type a code in there. So if you put in, for example, 3 zeros, it'll come up with your P codes. You know, you put your P code in, it'll come up, tell you what it is. So for example, tell you things like that, tell you repair steps for it, the reports, the steps, what to do. It's a very nice little feature with that. So you can put your code in there. Technical service bulletins is very good as well. So you put in your make of your car. So just say you put in Audi, we're not in an Audi just now, but just say you put in Audi, just say you put in A5, just say you put in 2019, click next. Comes up with all these technical service bulletins, which is really good. You can click on one, for example, and it'll come up and it'll give you the technical service details of that car, and you can look there for, you know, whatever fault you might be looking for. DLC location, again, that you click on that, put in your make, your model, and your year of your car, and it'll tell you where the port is for finding your OBD port. And this is a really nice one as well. Warning light. So this takes you through a list of all the warning lights, you know, you get in your dashboard and what they mean. So for example, if you click on brake pads, it'll take you in, it'll give you a description, indicates there's a problem with the current transmission. It tells you what to do when it comes on, and it just tells you basically FAQ about what to do. So that's your warning ones. You've got the same for ESP, tells you as well, illuminated ESP light, what it indicates, what it means. It's a very nice little feature, just for anyone that's not sure of what it means. At the bottom you've got home, which is the screen we're on. You've got mall, which takes you in, so you can buy products. So here you can buy an immobilizer bundle, where you can carry on your diagnosis after a year. You get a year's free update with this machine, so your first year is completely free. After that, I believe it's about £50 a year. This is bulletins from Topdon, so system messages or notifications. This is about a new software upgrade. And then you've got about yourself. So you've got data stream here, so I don't have any on here yet. Diagnostic reports, as you can see, I've done this car already before, but you know, you got full diagnostic reports here. So it'll tell you for Kuga, and here it tells you it's a pre-scan, all your systems. Very nice report, so you can print that out. You know, you can, if you click on share, it gives you various other options to send it or whatever you want to do with it. You can even print it out, you can email it to your client. You know, you can add stuff to it, take stuff off it for your business details. Vehicle coverage lookup, so that tells you, you know, what vehicles are covered. You can stick all your information in there and it'll tell you if they're covered and what parts of them are covered by this. So you've got your VCI management, which takes you in to tell you your VCI's working. Just give it a little second to load. Normally it's a little bit faster than this. It's maybe because I'm outside, I don't get very good internet out here. I'll maybe just turn my go on to my 4G, it might be better. So yeah, that's, anyway, that's for your VCIs that are, there's it there now, it's on the car. So That's my previous VCI and my new one. So that was purely my fault. That was because I was still in the Wi-Fi from the house and I'm outside, so it wasn't very good. Firmware update is for your VCI. So when you get this device, you plug it into the car, come into the app and click on firmware update, and it'll update the firmware on the VCI. And then you've got uninstall software, so that's any software that you download for your diagnosis, you can uninstall it here. T-Dart management, I don't have any of those just now, so that's the menu you get when you go in there. Order management is any orders you've made for buying what I showed you earlier, like the diagnosis or your what was the other thing, whatever it was, yeah, your immobilizer bundle. User manual, so that's just the user manual, comes with this, it's the online version. FAQ and settings, so settings just takes you into there, and it just tells you a lot of things, your language, your units, your cache. You can clear your cache in there as well if you're getting any issues. So if we come back to here and we click on diagnosis, as you can see in the top right hand corner, compared to the last one, the VCI light is green with a Bluetooth signal next to it. My last VCI, that wasn't happening, so this one's working absolutely perfect. Right now we're in a Ford Kuga, my wife's car. It does have some issues, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on Ford EU. You've got automatic and manual selection. So manual selection takes you in and you choose the sort of vehicle you want. So as you can see, you've got all these vehicles in here. Okay, so it takes you all through your vehicles. So you would basically find your vehicle. So I would find a Kuga. You would put in your engine size. So this one's a 2 litre, and you would just go through this, and it would take you, give you all your vehicles that you're looking for, basically. But we're going to do automatic selection, so that will get your VIN. It will find the VIN of the vehicle, so there's it there. So it just tells you what sort of vehicle it is. That's correct. Click on continue. So now you can see in this menu you've got auto scan, so that will take you to auto scan vehicle, control unit, vehicle profile, special functions, and hot functions. So these all do different things. So hot functions is your ABS bleeding, your DPF regeneration, throttle adaptation, and oil reset. So that's things that you can do in this vehicle. Now this obviously does battery resets and everything else, but this vehicle may not support that. And if it doesn't support that, then that's not Topdon's fault, that's not the app's fault, it's not the scanner's fault. That's something that lies with the manufacturer of the vehicle. They haven't allowed it to do that. So this is what this one allows to do for hot functions. Special functions. So in here you can choose your body, your chassis, or your powertrain. So if we click on powertrain, service functions, PCM module. So you can do a diesel particulate filter static regen. You can reset the diesel particulate filter learn values, and you can reset the cam, so keep a live memory from in there. So that's, again, special functions for that. If we come back out of there for the chassis, braking, so you can do ABS system service bleed, and you've got bleed muster as well in there. Body, reset maintenance lamp, manual oil reset. So if you click on that, it just tells you what to do for manual oil reset. We don't want to do that, but it tells you how to do it. Vehicle profile tells you all about your vehicle. It's very handy. Control unit, so that takes you in to show you all the control units within the vehicle. So obviously it's going to vary between vehicles. Not all vehicles have got the same. Some have got less, some have got more. My Volvo has considerably less. This has got more. So but yeah, I mean, in here you can basically click on your instrument cluster. You can do an active test, so you can put all warning lights on, chimer control for example. You can choose what you want, so you can have live data feeds in here. So you can choose like fuel level, you can choose park and brake switch input. As you can see, you're hearing that, you're hearing the chimer going. So chimer on, chimer off, chimer on, chimer off. So as you can see, the active tests, they all work perfectly. Yeah. So I can activate all warning lamps, the tachometer in here, temperature gauge, gives you everything for in there. That's your instrument cluster. You can erase trouble codes, you can have live data, your instrument cluster. So as you can see, this just now, so if I click on, for example, accelerator pedal positioning sensor, so in here you can have it in numerical, you can have it in a graph, or you can have it as a dial. So in a graph, you would click on the graph setting, you would come back, and there's it there. So if I press the throttle, as you can see, it's going up and down as I press the throttle. Okay, click on there again. You can have a few of these running as well. So click on there again, click on it's a dial, and then press, as you can see, as I press the throttle, it's going up and down. So again, it's a very handy thing to have, and you can do that with all these things below it as well. So you can have, for example, live data for this one as well. Some of these won't let you do, so some of them will only allow you to have it in numerical data. Some of them won't allow you to have it in graphs. Like this one, I can't click, no matter how hard I try, on the end one, I can only have it in a graph, or I can only have it in numerical. I can't have it in like a dial format. It just won't allow me. So that's obviously because maybe that's not the sort of thing they can show in that. I mean, they could probably show the battery voltage in that. Yeah, they can. So there you go. I can select the three of them on here. But if I go back and I try and do continuous codes, for example, I can only select the middle two. This one here is unselectable at the end, and that's obviously because of the way it displays things. Obviously the sort of code's not displayable. So yeah, very handy function there. In your live data, you know, you can have, for example, fuel level, so you can have that graphed, go back, and you can have that one graphed as well, go back, so you can have both of them graphed. This one here, you can't have that graphed, you can only have that in normal menu. Again, you can't have any of these, you can only have them as they are there, so a no or a yes. Obviously any ones that you can have a number for, you know, so again your battery voltage, come in there, go back. So as you can see there, I've got 3 graphing at the same time. I can have more if I scroll down and I find some more, so maybe this one, yeah, I can have that one graphing as well. So there you go, you know, you can have all these graphing, or you could have them as dials, or you could have them as whatever you really want. But that's a good example of what you can kind of find in here. So again, there's it as a graph. Okay, it's a battery voltage. So very handy to have. Erase trouble code, read trouble code, and version information. So I take it as the version information of the module that it's currently looking at. So very handy. And you've got all your modules in there. It tells you what they are: general electronic module, powertrain, ABS, restraint control, driver door control, headlamp control. So you know, you can go in here and flick your door switches, for example, active tests, you know, control motor, passenger's door. Okay, so you know, I could take you through, and you can choose what you kind of want out here. So if you just click on OK, it's locked and unlocked. So unlocked, locked, unlocked, locked. And it works absolutely perfect. So yeah, that's a good example of the actuation tests that you can do with this. But anyway, we're going to go to Autoscan. Takes you into here. So as you can see, you've got all your modules here, and then you just click on Autoscan, and that will take you through, and it's telling you where it's finding DTCs and where it's not. So we'll just let this run. It does have plenty of faults, this car. I just need to get round to fixing them, and I haven't had time yet, but I will. So there we go. So the good thing about when you're here is, if you click report at the bottom, it brings you up with this. So it brings you up with Ford, EU, Kuga, 2009. You can put your mileage in there if you want. Put your sub model in. This happens to be a titanium model, so I can put in titanium in there. You put your number plate, your customer phone numbers. It's very, very handy. And then if you click on confirm, it brings you to this. So this is the summary of it. Basically, it tells you it's a pre-scan. So 14 systems were scanned, 6 of them were detected with DTCs, altogether 6 DTTs were found. That's nice. That's a nice little thing to have in here, just to explain to the customer, you know, what you've done. Takes you through, tells you where the fault codes were, and at the bottom it gives you a description of the codes. So that's what all your codes are. So it'll tell you there, B247740 is a module configuration fault. You know, it takes you through, it tells you what they all are. Very, very good. And it's handy. You can print that out, so you could take that to a mechanic can sort that out. So we're out here. So on here, for example, you can click on this one, and that takes you straight to the module again where we were before. So active testing, door unlock relays, for example. Okay. So then relays on, relays off, relays on, relays off. So you know it does do all these active tests. I don't want to do the horn just now because people are in bed. You know, it's getting quite late here, but yeah. So blower motor on. That's a blower motor relay on. You can hear it clicking. So off, the blower motor comes on. So yeah, it's they work absolutely fine. Front wiper speed, for example. Okay, on. So there's my window wipers, as you could probably hear. My window wipers are working absolutely perfectly. So yeah, it's very good for the active test. That takes you straight in there. You can put your lights on. You can do all this stuff here with this. So very, very handy. You can read live data in here as well on here. So you know, your door relays, all the rest of your stuff, it's in here. You can read all that. Front wiper delay, input delay switch. So again, live data, I can have that as a graph, or I can have it as numerical. Your front wiper relay, low speed, high speed. So you've got all these different things, and as I say, it will vary between cars what you can have on here, but this is just to show you this one. Then you've got read trouble code, so you can read trouble code for that particular module as well from in there. Instrument clusters the same, driver control, door control modules the same, so you can do active test in there. This takes you through, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to open the windows just now because it's raining, but that's a good example. Instrument cluster, again, you can do active testing, all warning lamps. Click on OK, click on OK again. You can choose things if you want before that, but energize, and all my lamps come on in the dashboard. De-energize, they all go off. So again, it works perfect, as you can hear that as well. So that's fine. So now if we do, so this is a pre-scan, what it calls a pre-scan. So clear DTCs, as you can see, it's clearing them. I won't clear them all because some of these are permanent faults that I need to fix, but so we'll wait and see. So that's it done because report's lit up. So if you click on report now, you can change it here from pre-scan to post-scan. You click on post-scan there, and then if you click on confirm, what it does is it shows you down here your pre-scan, how many faults you had where you had them, and your post-scan, what the difference is. So as you can see with that, it's very, very good. So you can do a pre-scan and a post-scan to send to your client or in your garage or whatever you're doing with this tool, and it works really, really well. It's very, very good. So clear the DTCs in there. You can do show all, and all that does is moves into the top. It shows all your faults that you've got. And again, you can do another auto scan if you want to at a later date, just to see, you know, if you've cleared the faults, you can do another auto scan just to make sure all the faults are still there and they're still you're still in the same place where you were before. So we'll let that finish. That's it. So again, that's where we are with that. That's your scanning, and again you can go into your powertrain module. For example, there's no DTCs in there, but you can do, for example, read trouble codes, retrieve continuous memory diagnostic trouble codes. Tells you need to make sure the vehicle's prepared for self-test. Set the ignition to on is no fault codes are detected by the module. And you've got your key and your ignition off as well. So, and again, you've got your version info, you've got your raised trouble codes, you've got your live data and your active tests. Powertrain. So you can do your glow plugs, your EGR recirculation, throttle position vacuum control solenoid, or you can do your EGR valve duty cycle in there. You can do your cooling fan, you can turn that on or off, your variable fan duty cycle, turbocharger geometry. So all these sort of things can be done through clicking on any of these modules, pre or post scan. EPS, for example. Again, as you can see in here, it doesn't give you the chance to do actuation tests because it's not possible on this module, and that's why it's not here. So that's your electronically controlled power steering. It's not available in this vehicle. Your parking aids. So again, parking aid module. You can read for trouble codes in there. You can do live data, give you your version information. But if it is possible to do any sort of actuation test, it will show up when you click on here. For example, general electronic module. If you click on activation test, you can do put your blower motors on, battery saver relay status, driver door unlock relays. So you can, interior courtesy lamps, you can click on OK. Now you always get this app as well, which gives you a live data feed for it all as well. So basically, air conditioning, driver request, all door lock relays and all door unlock relays. Okay, click on there, and that puts those into here so that you can active test these. So if I go on, my courtesy lights come on at the bottom of the footwell, courtesy lamps are on, air conditioning, driver requests off. That's fine. So that's on my lights off now. It's the same with low beam relay. So again, if you click on here, you can choose what you want again in here. So front wiper fast, front wiper slow, front windshield wiper, fuel pump relay status, hazard flasher switch on here. So on, that's my low beam relay on, it's off. My lights are turning on and off there. There's a little click, I don't know if you can hear that. The hazard flasher, if I press it, that tells you it's on, tells you it's off when I press it, yeah? So that's how that works. Same with the fuel pump relay status. If I was to turn it on, it would come on. But it tells you its current state is off. Headlamp washer, I don't have that on here. Driver's door unlock relay. So again, every time you come into these modules, it gives you the option to cancel the button for the monitor live data if you don't need it. So if you click on cancel, it takes you straight in to driver unlock door relays, on or off, on or off. There's a slight click happening there. Listen. I don't know if you can hear it above the rain, but it's there and it's working perfectly. So again, I mean, for such a little device, it does so much, and I think it's absolutely brilliant that it does so much. It always reminds you to remove your VCI from the vehicle as well. You've got all your manufacturers here that you could ever want. So I've only downloaded the ones that I want. But you've got, basically, these are the ones I'll be working on. I'm not going to be working on Bentleys or Bugattis. But you just press download, it'll download it and install it for you. And then when you want to click on one, again, as I done with the Ford, you just find Ford EU. So you've got Ford, Ford EU and Ford EU. So you've got Australia, America. So again, takes you into here, you just do your selection that you want. And it's so intuitive, so easy to work. It's child's play really. Kid could do it. It's very easy. If you click at the top of the screen here, you've got VCI. So at the top of the screen you've got VCI. If you click on there, that will take you into your VCI status. You've got this little box. This little box is for batch downloading, so you can download a batch of diagnostic stuff instead of just one at a time. You can download a whole batch, which is very, very handy. This button here. So, and then at the top you've got fault reporting as well. You can use fault reporting, which is very handy. I'll show you how to do that. So if you go into Ford, see at the top here next to VCI you have this little box with a pen. If you click on that, it brings you up to this page. So this is where you can tell them what's wrong. So model or year of vehicle missing, filter reader decoded VIN, filter access system. So you can just put in what you want there. Let's say it's failed to read DTC, you can submit that, and it puts this sort of stuff on here. So it tells it was that you were in the 4DU, sends that attachment automatically to them. You can press the plus to attach your own stuff and put your description in, and then just hit the submit button and it will submit the data to them. Topdon are very, very good with submissions. They love having feedback, they love having data, so if you get any issues, give them a shout. Along the top of here in Diagnostics, you've got the recently used ones, so Ford and Volvo for me. Got your American vehicles, your European vehicles, and your Asian vehicles. Again, so easy to use, so intuitive. You've got a mobilizer here. I haven't downloaded anything yet, but this is where if you go to the mall button or the store button at the bottom of the screen here, and you buy the mobilizer bundle, you click on here, it will be in here for you once you've done that. Your IM readiness is your inspection and maintenance readiness, so you can do it from this driving cycle. As you can see, since it appeared, again, 0 to 97 kilometers an hour at the bottom, or 0 to the meters, you can change that as you can see there. That's the first thing for that. Let's say you're passing 0.7. Not for that yet because I haven't done anything. The VE calculator, so that puts all the information in for you. So as you can see, I've got a 2.5 litre engine. That's wrong actually, because this is the 2 litre version. Engine speed 6,500 RPM. It's actually 6,000. So we'll do that, and all that's correct. So it gives you volume efficiency and theoretical load there. So it just gives you basically 163 rear-wheel drive horsepower. This car has had a remap, so that's probably right. This was the 130 brake horsepower version. It's had a remap, so that's probably right. You've got your T-darts. I don't have any, so we won't click on there. This is your maintenance functions at the bottom. So say for example you want to do a DPF regen on there, click on there. Again, it takes you into the diagnostics. So again, you would find 4DU, click on there, automatic selection. Tells you it's a Cougar, that's correct, but you don't get the menu you got before for looking for the DTCs. You get a different menu now where it takes you to powertrain, special function, service function, PCM, regen, switch ignition to on, OK. I will read the status of the vehicle, make sure it's good to go. I'll tell you, it'll take you through all the steps in order to do a regen, so it's not going to allow me to do one on this. I'm not going to do it, one because it's night time, and two because the vehicle's not up to It's not up to temperature. It needs to be at a certain temperature to be able to do this. There needs to be certain parameters, so it'll tell you to switch things on. So it tells you it's carried out with the vehicle stationary. It can take up to 20 minutes. The exhaust gas temperature at the tailpipe can go to 500 degrees, and it just tells you to make sure that you're doing things. So it tells you keep people and consumables away from the car. Do you wish to continue? Yes. So it tells you start the engine crank for 5 seconds. If the engine does not start, do not press the throttle pedal. I'm not going to do that because I'm right outside the house and it's a noisy diesel, but it takes you through the whole operation basically for wanting to do that. So we'll just let it do what it's wanting to do here. So it tells you switch your headlamps on the rear windshield, crank the engine but do not start, set ignition to off. Okay, so it tells you it couldn't be done because I hadn't done any of that, but I wanted out of there anyway, so that takes you back to here. This one is to reset the learning values of the diesel particulate filter. If you want to do that, again, we're not going to do that. I'm just going to show you. Well, if it goes that far, it goes that far, but so okay, no, okay. Operation has been unsuccessful because I pressed no. But that shows you how, you know, you would do one of these reset functions. So again, very easy to use. Remember to remove your ECI. So, you know, again, do an airbag reset, an ABS reset, steering, brakes. I don't have brakes, but you could do that. So yeah, that's the special functions, and you just click on these. This is like a you know, quick link to them. Basically, it's just get into them fast. So DTC repair guide, I've showed you that already. Your warning lights, I've showed you all that. If you get any messages, that'll appear down here as well. You can go in and get settings from there. So yeah, and I mean overall for such a really you know, cheap scanner. I mean, this scanner was, I think it came in at £60 or something like that. So I mean, for such a cheap scanner, for being bi-directional and for doing everything it does here, you know, from complete bi-directional to working your lights, to actuating systems within the vehicle, to having 8 special functions, you know, being able to do DPF regens. Its accuracy with reading faults is very impressive. I'm very, very impressed with this overall. Its coverage of cars is fantastic. You know, you've got American, you've got European, you've got Asian, just everything about it. And I mean, it's so fast. For example, when you go in, you know, and you click on Find My Car, basically, you know, automatic selection, you know, within a few seconds, it's been in, it's found your car, it's told you what it is. You know, it's very impressive, and it's Bluetooth. You've got no cables. Very easy to use. You could take it anywhere, stick it on any vehicle. It really is very, very good. So I've been dying to do this review for a while. It's quite a short review I've given you today, but I've gone through the basics of the scanner. I'm not going to go much further because it's getting late on at night here, but I'm very impressed with it. I'm very impressed with the fact that you can do reporting. I'm very impressed with the fact that you can do immobilizers, and it looks like key coding with it. You can sort out immobilizers. Very, very good. You've got 8 reset functions. Depending on your vehicle will depend what you can do, but again, very impressive. The diagnostics is fast, it's accurate, it's very good. It's so intuitive, so easy to use. You know, you click on a diagnosis, it gets your VIN, you go in, you can click on a module, even before you scan it, you can click on a module, go in there and find any codes for that particular module. You can actuate stuff, you can see all the live data you could ever dream of seeing. It really is fantastic. You've got all the aids you would need to help you, like DTC repair guide, technical service bulletins, your DLC location if you're in a car that you don't know about. It's very, very handy. It's a really, really good tool. Big up to Topdon. I mean, my last one of these broke. This one's working absolutely perfectly. And what I will say to Topdon is, from the second I told them I was having trouble with the last one, they were on it. This one's come in very, very fast time. So a big thank you to Topdon's Amazon storefront here in the UK. They've done a fantastic job of bringing this back to me very quick and being able to get it out there so I can get a review done. So I'm very happy with that. And overall, I mean, I would rate the Topdon Topscan, if you get the chance to buy it, buy it. Whether you're a DIYer, whether you're a professional, it's such a handy tool to have, you know, in your car, in your pocket, wherever you want to put it. Very handy, and yeah, I rate it very highly. So well done to Topdon for doing it, and I look forward to reviewing more Topdon products when I can. Hopefully one of their Phoenix range, if I get round to that. But I must say, as a starting point for me, the Topscan is brilliant, and it's a very good, I would say, testimonial for how good Topdon products are, because it works absolutely fantastically and it's doing everything it needs to do, and I just couldn't ask for better. I will be reviewing other products from other companies, hopefully Autel, Snap-on, Launch, so we'll wait and see what else I can get my hands on. But for just now, the Topdon Topscan, completely recommend it. Please, if you can, you want a cheap scanner, it's bi-directional, very good, easy to use app. You know, it's £50 a year after your first year for your updates on this. So it's, again, it's very cheap. I would say it's worth every penny. So thank you, Topdon. Thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe and share my channel to help me grow.